All right, we are live on YouTube. I just need that video to connect so that I can grab that link and put it in our group so that our community can join us conveniently on the live and in the live chat. Let's see if this video is coming up. It is. Let me grab this link.
Oh my gosh, get off my phone.
All right.
Hey, bitch.
Dr. Tachi. We can put this link in here, post the link. And all right, I think we got what we need. Make sure I can see this chat. Good morning, YouTube. All right, if you are an entrepreneur and you are sick of spinning your wheels and struggling to make it to your first 6 figures in business, then this morning show is for you. But if you want to be in studio for this show and have the opportunity to take advantage of the hot seat to get your individual obstacles addressed, just like Dr. Tachi and Shawana Kennedy and Keith Montgomery and Cheryl Ferguson and Dr. LaFera, you need to be an active member of our group. So that's just one of the ways you can take advantage of the value given by our group. To join it, it is at shaycannon.info/group. We come together as a free business mastermind, giving you more value than most paid masterminds. We have 3 pillars of value to make sure that you're getting what we promise. And that's number 1, we come together and build community with events like a virtual happy hour and a movie night. Number 2, we are intentional about collaborating to make each other's businesses better and make money together. Last but not least, number 3, we have conversations that are transformational for your business growth, like free trainings and this morning show. So you need to join us, shaycannon.info/group. All right, let's get started. Welcome to your first 6 figures morning show. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/proposal. That's shaycannon.com/proposal. Let me throw this in the YouTube for y'all. There we go. Because what we've been talking about this week is faster service proposals going out that brings more money in, okay? The faster you get that proposal out, the faster you're going to get more money in. What we know about you service-based businesses is that it takes you too long to get your proposals out, okay? And while it's taking you too long, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, what has happened is you've lost momentum on the sale, clients become disinterested, and you've given your competitors a chance to swoop in and get somebody that you got primed for the sale, all right? So we don't want that. Now, if you want to know how to set the foundation of your business to make it easier for you to create proposals, you need to break your service up into phases. If you want to know how to do that, you need to go to part 1's replay from Monday, okay? The next thing you need to do is set up payment structures and payment flexibility so they are already ready to go and insert into these proposals. And so if you want to know more about payment flexibility, go to part 2's replay. That was from yesterday, okay? Today, we're actually going to talk about templates, okay? We're going to get into these proposal templates. But now that we have our phases as a foundation, now that we have our pricing structure, we are ready to create a template that makes it, this is the crux of what's going to make it easier for you to get these proposals out. So I need you to pay attention, okay? I need you to get where you can see the screen because I'm going to share a lot of proprietary stuff with you. So get ready to soak it all in, okay? This may be one of the episodes that you have to put on repeat for real, just to get a look at this stuff again, okay? Because some of it is not my stuff. As you know, I am a fractional COO to some 6 and 7 figure CEOs. And so some of it are assets I created for their businesses for this very reason of getting proposals out faster. And so I am not willing to give you a copy of that. But if you get the show notes, I will give you a copy of mine for my business, okay? But let's talk about templates, okay? Having a well-structured proposal template is a game changer for speeding up the proposal process and ensuring consistency. A strong template should include general information about your services, clear terms aligned with your implementation phases, and an appendix for tailoring the scope of work to the specific client, okay? So did you catch that? We're going to have a template that got general information in it, okay? We're going to have our clear terms that are aligned with the implementation of the phases we have created. And we have a place to put in the information that changes and that's custom from proposal to proposal based on the client. So this is the setup. Okay, so this not only reduces the time in creating proposals from scratch, from ensuring that your presentation looks professional and is comprehensive, and standardizing the key elements, you can focus on customizing the details that matter the most and improving efficiency while maintaining quality and clarity. All right. So that is from the blog. Now, you know that here on the morning show, we give you more. We go above and beyond the blog. And today is going to be one of them days that you really feel the above and beyond. Y'all know I give above and beyond all the time, but I kind of feel like y'all come to expect that. So now it's like, this is a really above and beyond. So this one might still wow you, even though you have been following me for years and you know that I overgive. Today is going to be one where I'm really going to go into the details of it. Okay. So if you got a sheet of paper and a pen, make sure you're ready to write down your questions as we're going along. All right. So let's go to my show notes. Let's go to my show notes. Where is it? Here we go. All right, y'all. So if you don't know who I am, by the way, my name is Shay Cannon. I'm your host. I am an award-winning fractional chief operating officer to an exclusive clientele of 6- and 7-figure CEOs, living my best life just 3 blocks from the beach in Mexico. I use my superpowers to create a foundation of business growth to position online service-based entrepreneurs like you to generate your first 6 figures to fund your lifestyle of freedom, even if you don't have a team. Now, let's get into these actionable strategies, okay? Again, Dr. Latoya is not in studio today, but she always reminds me that I need to give y'all these disclaimers so that you don't be around here talking about Shay told me this like she was a licensed attorney, okay? Because I am not. So the disclaimer is still get expert support, okay? This is a list of considerations, but be sure to check this stuff with an attorney because these have legality consequences to them, okay? So make sure that you're doing that. Now, the first thing that you need to consider is your proposal type. Okay, your proposal type. And for that, you need to know what type of entity you're sending the proposal to. All right, because there are certain industries that have a standard of how they receive proposals. And I don't mean, you know, the way they get it. I'm talking about the way that it looks. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of one that's more corporate. And then I'm going to show you an example of one that if you're dealing with other entrepreneurs or someone that is not a huge entity like a corporate entity or a government entity, then there's another way to do it to make sure that the people that are looking at your proposal actually go all the way to the end to see all of the information and that their eyes just don't glaze over while they looking at it, okay? Because that corporate government stuff, baby, you want to see a person's brain shut off, put that in front of them. And I'm gonna give you an example of one. Watch your brain shut down. But okay, so first thing you need to know, what type of proposal to send based on who you're sending it to, all right? Now, the proposal, your goal with the proposal is to give details to make a buying decision, okay? Answer frequently asked questions, share what makes you the choice for the service, and make sure you're busting through any kind of sales obstacles they may have, any sales objections is what I mean, okay? So my proposals are actually reminiscent of a sales page. It's kind of what mine do because I'm sending mine to other entrepreneurs. And so I know what works for entrepreneurs, okay? So that's another way of what type are you sending? Who are you sending it to, all right? Now, there are some key parts to a proposal template, okay? Your template. So you're going to have a cover page, and that's going to tell what type of proposal it is, who it's from. Some of you may even personalize it to say who it's going to. I do not do that. That is one of those corporate government things. I don't put who it's going to because my proposal for a certain service is the same no matter who it's going to, except for that appendix part, okay? So then you're going to have some information about you and your business, okay? You and your business, especially if you have a personal brand, it should be a lot of you in there and then some business. If you have a business brand that's not like you are forward facing, then it's all about the business, okay? Then you need some unique selling propositions, all right? If you did the business clarity clinic, you should have this information because this is one of the ways that you're going to use it. So what helps you to stand out from the competition? What are those things? These are the things we want to put in the proposal to help them know that we are the choice for this service, okay? Then we want to have, what are the standard deliverables, okay? The standard deliverables. We want to have the scope of work. This is where you're going to do most of your customization in the scope of work, okay? We want to have in our proposal what is not included, okay? We want to help to set the expectation that you're not about to get all of this stuff that's adjacent to the service that I provide just because it's kind of connected. I don't do all that, okay? That's basically what you want to have as part of the proposal to help them to make a decision, all right? Pricing is in a proposal, okay? And payment, your payment flexibility could be in the proposal. The next steps should be in the proposal, okay? And your contact information should be in the proposal, all right? Now, other considerations for your proposal past these key elements that are in your template is because I email my proposals, I often don't add a date to the proposal itself. But if you are giving a printed copy of your proposal, you should always put a date on the proposal itself. Okay. Some of you are meeting people in person because you are hyper local. When I think hyper local, I always think Dania because she is hyper local. So she is meeting with people in person, not virtually. So on her proposals, the date needs to be on the printed copy. All right. I use my email as a cover sheet when I'm delivering my proposals via email. If you are in person and giving a printed copy of the proposal, there needs to be a printed cover sheet that includes this stuff too, okay? But I include this in my email. Now, I include verbiage that connects to the discovery call that I had virtually. If you're in person, you're probably not doing all of that. Maybe it depends on if this is like a second meeting or if it's happening all in one meeting. But I always include something about the call that was had that helped me to get the information to put the proposal together. The package that I recommend based on the initial assessment, okay? However, I do not include pricing on the email because the pricing is in the proposal. I want them to open that proposal. So you're not going to get to scan my email and not open my proposal. You want that pricing? You're going to have to open my proposal. And guess what? The pricing is at the end. So you still going to have to go through the proposal, okay? More on why I am the choice is in the email. And it's not the same stuff that's in my proposal. It's something different. So more on why I'm the choice. So some more USPs, unique selling proposition. You also, for me, this is something that I do. I include a link to my business hours and my communication protocol because you guys know I'm hyper freedom. You know what I'm saying? So I am not always available. I don't have full day work hours. You can't just call a meeting with me, none of that. So you need to know this before you hire me, that I am all about my freedom. My business is set up for my freedom so that I can do my best for people and still have a life, right? So I need people to know before they hire me, I am not the one that you're going to be able to drag out a meeting with. I'm not the one you're going to be able to say, hey, are you available today? No, I'm not, never. And so all of that kind of stuff, I need you to understand who you're hiring. Right? Because I don't want it to be a shock to your system. You pay your money, now you want a refund because we don't jive together. We are misaligned. You need to know what my freedom looks like. Any special instructions are included in the email that I send the proposal in. I also give a recommendation for them to research my industry. I let them know, hey, this is a lot of money. You need to, I recommend that you research what it's like to work with somebody in my position and what you should be expecting as a benefit. Okay. But I also include 2 articles. Okay. One on the benefit of somebody in my role in your company, and one article on how much you usually have to pay that person. Because what I'm doing is, instead of them going to a companion and asking them what they think, or their friends or family or parents or business besties who don't even know about this kind of thing, I'm giving you a third party that's going to give you this information so that I can help adjust your expectations. Because to hire me as a fractional COO is not cheap. And when you see it, it's going to make your eyes big. But I need you to understand what that pricing is in comparison to the industry for this role, right? Because your mom and them don't know that. Okay, so their opinion is mute because they don't know anything about this. What you're doing as an entrepreneur is going to be different than most people around you know. So I'm helping to set the expectation by giving you starting you off with your research. Okay. Then, of course, it also includes the next steps. And last but not least, that email includes urgency. I give you a reason to buy now rather than later. Okay. Now, other considerations, let's continue with that. You can include your full phases, even include a graphic of your phases. So, you have the phases of your service. You can kind of write it out, or you can give a graphic that shows it. I don't do my full phases because I take them phase by phase with every communication because they can only handle so much with the type of service that I do. But I'm going to show you an example of a proposal that has all the phases, okay? You can include testimonials or case studies or even visual examples of your work or a link to a portfolio. So this is shout out to Shawana, shout out to Keith. Y'all do visual services. So you show them some examples of that service in your proposal or send them a link where they can see stuff based on what you've done before. All right. Now, another thing I need you to consider is if you are using an automation that goes from proposal to payment to contract for you, or proposal to contract to payment, either way you want to do those last two. Some systems use the proposal as the contract, okay? So it's not proposal and then another contract. They use the proposal as the contract. So in your proposal, you're going to have to add a little more because you're going to add more contract language, which are terms and clauses, okay? Again, you need to seek a licensed attorney, but these are examples of some of those terms and clauses. What the contract period is, what's considered a final product, okay? So they don't keep coming back to you thinking it's a part of their service. The service is over, ma'am, okay? Compensation terms, terminations, confidentiality, arbitration, indemnification, amendments, and other stuff, miscellaneous stuff, okay? So I want you to consider having a licensed attorney do your first service contract, okay? Because it is an investment that's worthwhile to protect your custom business issues, okay? Every service business doesn't have the same issue that they're trying to protect people from. Depending on your service, there might be extra things you need protection from. There might be extra terms you need to put in there. For example, Keith and Shawana, again, visual stuff, them revisions, right? You need to put a cap on that. Cheryl got revisions, right? And publishing. So that needs to be a part of a clause in a contract, but you need a way to say that where it's legally binding. And the lay person doesn't know how to do that. And those, the templates that you get off Google and LegalZoom, they don't have that kind of stuff in there. So it is worth it to get a licensed attorney to draft at least your first service agreement, okay? Yeah, again, Google and LegalZoom can't help you with your particular issues, all right? Now, let's get into the visual portion of today. I want you to keep in mind everything that I have said thus far. Let me pull this stuff up. Good morning, Dr. Latoya is over here on the YouTube side, and Glow is over here on the YouTube side. All right, so let's pull up. Okay, I'm going to start with, okay, good, it is showing the proposal. So I used to give proposals for my strategy sessions. I don't anymore because you get this information on a sales page. So I don't do proposals anymore. It's very standard. Nothing changes for you as far as what's in a proposal. So the sales page works fine for my strategy sessions. This is a proposal back in 2018 when I used to do proposals for my strategy sessions, okay? So this will be my cover page. It is what kind of proposal it is, who it's from, okay? And I always put, okay, could you stop doing that? I don't want to ask AI. All right. Then I always have a quick message, right? It makes it feel more intimate, even though it's a template, okay? So I love to put a message in there. I still do now to this day. So y'all see me, I don't think my hair has been that low since 2018. But yeah, this is an older version. So I love to put a quick message in there to make the template feel personalized. Now I tell them what it is. What is this thing that I'm selling? So the strategy session, you get a roadmap. So this is, I'm explaining to them what the roadmap is, okay? Then I'm over here starting to help you to understand why you need it, right? So I'm digging into the problems that they're having and how the roadmap kind of is the solution to that problem of their dreams and their goals and a life design of freedom, right? I've been talking about freedom a long time, y'all. So I have a little tidbit about that. Then I get more about why you consider a roadmap, right? I like really break it down about the problems that they're having and the frustration that they're feeling and how they don't want to waste time anymore and how if they're not sure where to start, that type of thing, okay? Then I tell them a little about me as the expert, okay? I give them some information that makes me the expert. Then I give them the details of the deliverables, okay? Like, here's what we will discuss in the strategy session, okay? Getting them ready for that. Now, well, that wasn't deliverables. Here's the deliverables over here, right? Exactly what you're gonna get in return after this session, what you will receive, what is not in this package, okay? That is on my proposal. Then I do a little more of that. This is why I'm the choice, okay? I remind them of what they're gonna get. Then how much? Lord, look at that. That roadmap used to be $1,200. Help me, Jesus. I'm so glad 2018 is gone. But yes, I always tell them how much. And I even talk about some payment flexibility on this page, okay? Then a little more about me and my contact, okay? So that's a 2018 version of a proposal for my strategy sessions. This is a current proposal for my chief operating officer services, okay? So again, who it's from, what type of proposal it is, a little blurb down there, all right? I still do the quick message, okay? Operation excellence. I tell them what my priorities are as a chief operating officer. Okay. I need to define my role because entrepreneurs don't actually know what a COO does. They don't know what a COO does for their business. So I explain it to them. Okay. Then I let them know a little more that's based on who I am and my experiences and what I bring to the table as a COO. Right. So I let them know that, in my background, I understand psychology. Right. I was once a psychology major. I let them know I have paralegal experiences. So I have a deeper understanding of contracts and all of that kind of stuff. I let them know that I understand traditional and digital marketing. Okay. I let them know that I know product-based and I know service-based. I let them know I have extensive writing experience because I am what is it called? A best-selling author, okay, of different books. In fact, I'm an international best-selling author. I have publishing experience. I can actually help you direct projects to publish your stuff. I have graphic design experience, web design experience, course creation experience, right? And I even give a little bit more. Now, I let them know I have those experiences, but I'm reiterating, I'm not going to do that service for you. But if we hire somebody, I have a unique knowledge where I can help to lead that project. So this is why I'm saying I have this experience. I'm not saying I'm going to build your website as your chief operating officer. You see what I'm saying? But I'm showing you I have these unique things as USPs. Then we got the deliverables. We got the scope of work. Okay. All of this is coming from my recommendation based on the discovery call. All right. Then we got in here, how much is it? All right. And so I gave her some different choices, right? If she wants me to be consulting only and how many hours per month that is not per week. That is per month. Okay. And then if I need to do some management, like if I need to get in there and manage your vendors, manage your service providers, manage your team, manage projects, then you need more hours, right? So, and that's per month again. All right. So then here we go. How we your initial recommendation and how to get started. There's a link. All right. Then again, we're doing some last minute. Hey, this is why I'm the choice. Reiterating what you get, telling you the next steps, and connect with me. Now I want to go over to the emails, y'all, because I want you to see how I actually send it. Because we talked about this, right? So that same proposal went to her, came out from the assistant, and it says, hey, Miss Cannon says, y'all had a great conversation. She feels like she understands, and she has a recommendation for you. This is a callback to the conversation. I'm connecting it to it, right? This is more information about why I am the choice. And this information is different than what was on the proposal, okay? But I'm hitting other pain points and I'm hitting them hard, okay? This is along with the proposal details, she would like for you to review her business hours and her communication protocol designed to protect her freedom, because everybody needs to know I'm a freedom-based business owner. So I send them right over there where they know what days I'm going to be out for the year, what hours of business I am, how to communicate to me, and where. All of that is up front for them to see. In case you need to know what that looks like, let's go and open it up right quick. Come on, boo-boo, open up. Okay, so it says, how can I show up in excellence for more retainer service clients and coaching clients? Structure, right? Which is what I bring to y'all's businesses, so y'all can do all the things. But my business is structured. So I let them know what my mission is, right? And as one of my mission elements of freedom, I'm teaching you how to do it. Of course, it's in my business. And I let you know about my availability. I let you know about the communication. I don't talk to you on Friday. Meetings, like I only do scheduled meetings. You need to tell me about a meeting a week before the date you want to have the meeting, because I'm not available last minute. Out of office, I consider a month to be 4 weeks, because y'all know I take a vacation every quarter, and it's usually in a month that has 5 weeks. And you have for the entire year, the days that my business are going to be closed. This needs to be updated for 2025 this week. But yeah. So all of that is something they can see, so they can decide, do they want to work with me? Okay. Now, here are the special instructions. This person came to me as a referral from somebody that's very close to me. And so they got a special discount that I gave them some flexibility on. So these are the special instructions. And then I say, we never encourage our prospective clients to invest money without research. To aid you in that research, we have also attached 2 articles regarding the service to be provided. Let me show y'all just a quick version of those articles, okay? This one just tells you, is a fractional COO right for your business? This is from Forbes. This is a trusted third party, right? I wish this shit would go away. Anyway, so they understand the benefit of having a fractional COO in their business, all right? And then I have another article that's telling them how much a fractional COO costs, because again, this is a huge high ticket cost. But I need them to understand that in my industry, though, okay, what I am charging is not really the industry standard. You know what I'm saying? So I need them to be able to go through here and see some numbers. I'm trying to get to the numbers. Yeah, so you see all of this right here? That helps them to quantify my pricing based on the industry, not my pricing based on what your mama say, okay? So this is an example of that. Now let's go back to the email. Okay, then I include the next steps, okay? How to make your payment. And then this is the urgency right here. Should you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate. We look forward to hearing from you. Please note that plan availability and special pricing expire in 7 days. Yeah, make a decision, boo. And I got time for you to come back 2 years later with this email because the email didn't have an expiration on it. Pricing, what Shawana said yesterday, 2024 pricing is not 2025 pricing, okay? So this is where some of y'all get stuck. Add some urgency and expiration to these proposals. Again, if you are meeting in person, that expiration should be on the printed version of your proposal. All right, cool beans. Let's go into another one. All right, this is a proposal that I put together for a client. All right, so in her proposal, because she does product development, there's a lot of visual stuff in there that's not her. It's more about products. Okay, but here we have what's included, right? We got some client highlights. We got some testimonials. Scope of work. This is where the phases that I broke her service down into appear, and I even show it in a kind of a visual chart. Okay? Scope of work. Measurable milestones. That's another way to talk about scope of work and when one stage ends and another begins. Pricing. So that's another example. Now I want to go to an example of, I think it's in Word. Yeah. Let's look at this one. See, this is one of them boring, your eyes gonna glaze over proposals that's more of a corporate type of proposal, right? So you got your cover page, you got the content, and then you got the research and analysis, which is crazy. You got the target stuff, which is more research. She got a SWOT analysis in here. She got a, what do we call this? A Porter's 5, which most people don't know what that is. They don't know how to translate a SWOT analysis. Y'all don't know how to read this execution plan when she got stuff in here that don't quite make sense. Yeah. So most of the stuff, KPIs, like your eyes glaze over. Like, this is not helpful. You're going to start asking questions about stuff that's already in here, but because it's not presented in a way that you would read all of it or even understand it, it doesn't quite work. This is why you need to know who you're sending stuff to. Let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to share with y'all? I think that was everything. Oh, I had an example of my fractional COO contract and how I have this scope of work information as a clause, contract period, final product, compensation. Okay. Because I need to talk about billable hours and what that rate looks like when I'm doing overtime, if I am available for that. Termination, confidentiality, arbitration. Even though I live all around the world, my business is based in Georgia. So all of that is based in Georgia law right here. Indemnification. Let me tell y'all about indemnification. Indemnification is for you to be held harmless if your client do something they not supposed to do. Right? So if they done stole somebody's copyrighted stuff and have you using that to produce a work product, you need to be indemnified from that. So that's what indemnifications are. And that's an example of it. What they represent, that they have the person signing this contract has the full right and authority to be entering into this agreement, that type of thing, how to make changes to it. Again, everything that's on that page for my freedom is also in my contract. You signed it. Don't act like you didn't know. So I don't want to hit it. Correct, right? Miscellaneous stuff. Okay. And I always have a digital signature. I send this digitally. And so when they sign it, it is fully executed. All right. Cool beans. I know that was a lot of information, but I hope that you got the gist of it. You got this replay to go back through when you have questions, but to do our round robin. Okay, we're going to start with Dr. LaFera. What I want to know is, what are some key parts of a proposal template you will put in place immediately? And is there any obstacle after everything that you've learned and you creating a template that will allow you to get a proposal out the same day? Dr. LaFera.
I guess like maybe the USP, like doing that more, like showing more of my USP. And I liked your map of like your steps, for like your roadmap and stuff like that, as a visual. So probably something like that.
Okay. Cool beans. So with all that you've learned this week, would you have a problem with getting your proposals out in the same day?
No, not if I standardized everything and just updated stuff as like as the conversation changed per like what everybody's unique issue was. No, I could just like pull out stuff, make sure that there's nothing duplicated from somebody else, and just send it out.
Yes. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Cheryl Ferguson. I'm gonna mute you so we don't hear your twin, Dr. LaFera. Okay, Cheryl. What key parts of a proposal template will you put in place immediately? And is there any obstacle to you creating a template that allows you to get proposals out the same day?
No obstacles. I have different templates. I even have what I will do from seeing this is I have like my short version that I do with people I'm familiar with.
Yes.
I'm not gonna use that anymore. I'm gonna use the full one. The
Understood.
full one
Understood.
because I tell you the wake up call that I had in actually putting together my contract was years ago, and that was the arbitration. I read everything. I'm the one that reads the entire terms of service on the platforms. And, I was like, wait. No, I'm not flying here, there, and everywhere in case somebody, because they pull stuff out the hat on you. And I remember the first person that saw the contract that had the arbitration will be done. But I was in South Carolina at the time. And they were like, no, I'd rather have it where I live. I said, fat chance. I'm not flying to you, and I got to keep coming up. Dates change, and you can lose just from being, getting continuances. Or something happening, you can't get there, and they don't feel that it was emergency enough for you not to be there. So that's definitely a major part. But no, I will put the whole thing what was it Dr. LaFera said? Standardized. Just like our standardized test, the whole thing and can let them know in the template, this applies or doesn't apply to them if I need to. But anyway, that's it.
Yeah. I love that. And that's why one of my let me share again. One of the things I let people know is I'm not coming to the United States for your event. I'm not, I don't do in-person support. Like you need to hire somebody to do that. I'll manage them from where I am. Right. Another thing that I do is I talk about my time zone. Like they know I'm everywhere. I got one time. Somebody was on the West Coast and baby, a week-long thing that had me toe up. I was like, oh no, let me put this in here. Like, because no matter where I live, my business works on Eastern time, right? So no matter where you live, I work on Eastern time and my business hours are the same. So I had to add that. So I love, I'm the type of person, because I'm a process person, when stuff pops up, I love it because it gives me a chance to close a gap. I just add something else. I close the gap. So exactly, Cheryl. You have to when you see you're having problems, that's an opportunity for you to go back and update your structure. So yes, love it. Thank you, Cheryl. Keith, you want to come off the mic or you want to put it in the comments? Okay, there you go. He said he has no obstacles. Shout out to Dubsado, his trusted CRM, which Dubsado, we're not going to call it a CRM, even though they call themselves a CRM. But they are, first and foremost, they're one of the best in class for this proposal to contract to payment or proposal to payment to contract automation. They're best in class for that. They have CRM features. But he says that's what he uses to provide the different proposals for the different clients. So shout out to Keith, always on this automation tip. All right, Shawana Kennedy and Media, what key parts of a proposal template will you put in place immediately? And is there any obstacle to you creating a template that allows you to get proposals out the same day? Shawana Kennedy Media.
No obstacle. What I will add, because you have mentioned it before, and I'm definitely going to add it as we wrap up the year and some contracts that need to be signed for 25. I have sought out counsel. I do have a new contract similar to what you pulled up, but I do like a few things that I saw inside of yours. But adding some of the graphics, though, I love that because I'm visual. So that caught my eye to make me want to read the rest of it. I like how you summed it up. So I will be doing some, prettying it up. And I have to immediately go ahead and add those articles. I like that you have the articles. So I've got to go ahead and add the articles as a part of that. But no, if somebody called me today, within, they'll be getting it today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love it. This is the goal. This is the goal. All right. Let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, what key parts of a proposal template will you be putting in place immediately? And is there any obstacle to you creating a template that allows you to create proposals or to get proposals out the same day?
My friend, you have won 2024 and all of 2025. My God. This was very comprehensive. Yes, yes. Flex your muscle because this was very comprehensive.
It was.
I actually, so to what Cheryl, I'm going to echo a couple of things to what Cheryl was saying. It made me realize that mine is entirely too simple. I need to really beef it up, particularly because many of the people I've been working with, I kind of know. And so that's why, yeah, so no, that ends definitely the simplicity. Also, what Shawana said in terms of also adding articles as part of it, that is really brilliant because the trusted source thing is great.
Mhm.
So those are the things that I really want to, and then adding the payment flexibility because that's not something that I had in there.
Mhm.
So yes.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, because see that is a part of you understanding what sales objections are going to be and overcoming them before they are a problem. You know what I'm saying? We want to overcome as many sales objections beforehand, and we want to answer as many questions as possible beforehand because we're helping somebody to make a buying decision. That is an entire goal of it. We want you to buy. We want to help you to make the buying decision. And so that's the information that we're giving you. So yeah, what I understood was that entrepreneurs needed me, but most of them didn't know what they needed me for. They didn't know what I did. They didn't understand how much it costs. So they didn't quite know how to value it. They didn't quite know, is this too much? Because it's way more than I have ever paid as a business owner. Because if you think about it, as a COO, I'm the second person in charge of the whole thing. So besides the CEO, there's me right under them, right? And so, yeah, boo, I get paid. I get paid. So yeah. So people aren't always understand it. And so the first inclination is this costs too much. And the second inclination is maybe I can just do without this, or maybe I can just get an OBM, or maybe I can get an operation assistant. So that's why I have the two articles, right? Forbes is telling you, no, this is how it benefits your business with all those lofty goals that you have. And then I have an article about, hey, let me show you how these folks make $250,000. Okay. And that ain't what you got to pay me. So let me show you what's going on. Right. So yeah, those articles, I'm telling you, it's a game changer in helping them to make a decision. And especially if you go back and reiterate the goals that they're having. A lot of us look at price and we forget that it takes an investment to get a return. What kind of return do you want? Right? If you want a big return, your investment is most likely going to have to be big. It has to be aligned with the return that you want. So you have to remind people of that. If you want these big things, that investment to get you there is big. However, it's just a fraction of the result that you could get. So you have to remind them of that kind of stuff. Shantali said, I don't think I have challenges, but I need to implement the whole week so far. Yep. That's why we had this week, right? This week came from the week that we came before we went out for a holiday. I recognized that I was already thinking y'all needed to know more about proposals, but after some conversations, I was like, no, that's the next live week that we doing. We're going to talk about proposals because this is going to definitely help you get more money in 2025. Some of y'all, if you just got your proposals out more quickly, will probably already be out at 6 figures. But I'm going to leave you alone, though. I love you, though, but I'm going to leave you alone. All right. I want you to think about, that was a lot of information. I want you to think about if you have any questions. Yeah, and let me go to these announcements. I was going to say something, but I'll just say it as a part of the announcements. All right. So if you haven't already, help us out by giving today's live a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can get the morning show two ways. I'm sorry, you can get the show notes 2 ways. Today is another one of them days where you're going to need the show notes. Okay. In the show notes, I'm going to put a link to every asset that I showed you that was for my company. So that contract, the 2 proposals, and I'm going to do a PDF version of that email, and a PDF version, or no, a link to my business hour stuff. I'm going to give you that information that's from my company. I'm not going to give you the information that was from the other companies, because that's not mine to give you. I can only use it as an example. So definitely one of the days to get these show notes, but you can only get them one of 2 ways, or both ways, but 2 ways. Number 1, you need to be in our free group, shaycannon.info/group, because they live in the files section of our group. They will be published today. Number 2, you can sign up to get the entire morning show in your inbox. So in the morning, you will get a reminder to hop on the YouTube Live. In the afternoon, you will get an email with 2 links, one to the replay, one to the show notes. If you want today's show notes sent to your email, you got time to sign up before I send it out around 12 or 1 o'clock Eastern time. Okay. So go to shaycannon.com/show. That's how you sign up to get the morning show in your inbox, which includes the show notes. All right. Let's see. Tomorrow is Collab Live in the free group at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And what we're doing is I am facilitating collaborations in the group. So we have over 550 people in the group. So there are a lot of opportunity for collaboration. I'll live stream into the group. You bring with you what you need to collaborate on and what you're willing to give in exchange for that collaboration. I am only facilitating. I'm not training, coaching, nothing. I'm only facilitating. So if I show up for those 30 minutes and you don't show up, there's no value. Okay. So you got to show up to get the value. So that is tomorrow in the free group. Friday is a Get Shit Done work session from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern time for the paid membership. But we have an open invite for the free group to join us toward the end. So the event details and the link are in the free group, shaycannon.info/group. All right. Anybody have any questions about today? Tomorrow, what we're going to talk about is the discovery call interview, because if you don't do that discovery call interview correctly, your proposal won't hit the way that it's supposed to hit. And really, in the chronological order of information, I should have talked about discovery call today and then the templates tomorrow. But I didn't want to end on templates and we end the week and you don't have a chance to ask questions. Gave you a lot of information today. So tomorrow is a whole nother day you have to ask questions about today. So if you don't get them in today, you can definitely get them in tomorrow. Let's see what's happening over here on YouTube. Glow said, I need to get on a proposal, period. Yeah, Glow. Yeah, you do. All right. Any questions, any value adds, any nuggets you want to add? Cheryl.
Yes. I had in the last 4 years, 2 people tried to set me up. I used PayPal at the time, and I'm always feeling iffy about PayPal, but I learned a very valuable lesson. The way people pay for your services at PayPal can protect you from them being able to scam you and get their money back, or you have to give them the money back. And what ended up happening in these situations, I'm going to make this very, very brief, is that they tried to scam me and get their money back and still have, the work that was done, because let's say my relationship with PayPal was long and extended. PayPal refunded, one of them got their money back, but they didn't take it from me. PayPal gave it, and that was that. So they want to keep their customers. The other, they didn't have a chance. PayPal said, no way. And mainly because they used a credit card, and because the type of credit card they used had some kind of process, it wasn't even going to happen. I just call it the grace of God. So at the end of the day, pay attention to that, because there are some people out here that, let's say they decide they're going to pay $10,000 for your service and everybody else's, but they're going to use that same $10,000. They're going to get it back from you after they get what they need from you. Turn around and book with somebody else, give them that same 10. And at the end of the day, everybody's out of 10 except for them. So that's something that I had no clue. But PayPal, they hooked me up, and I was like, wow. So anyway, hope it made sense, because I'm still sleepy.
It did to me. But that is another reason why you have to be able to break your service up in phases so that if you have to give a refund, that you know how much to give, not just giving them their entire money back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you
Yes,
do need to have
yes.
terms of service and contracts, and it was in the
Mm-hmm.
proposal and the email and the
Mm-hmm.
contract. So they had various opportunities to see this. This is not a new thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is why we have all of that, and this is why it's important, because I've had not in my business, but in my clients' businesses, because I scaled their business to such a point, chargebacks become a problem. That's why we
Yeah.
talked about debt collection yesterday, but
Yeah.
chargebacks become a problem. And so what you have to do is you have to tighten your terms of service and all of these things so that you can defend the fact that they got value and so they don't get money back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a great value add, Cheryl. Thank you so much.
One last thing,
Mhm.
digital products, I always have in there. They're absolutely non-refundable
Oh yeah.
because they are digital products. I had one lady tell me this is just a little funny part. She said, "I'll send you back the file."
What's wrong with her? What's going on somewhere? But yes, so again, this is why terms and conditions and stuff like that are important. And this is why you can't just go to Google or LegalZoom, because they don't often keep up with the times of how we're digitally doing things and how things work in services and how the services have evolved. So yeah, consider all of that. Any more questions before we get out of here? We're already 15 minutes.
Cheryl, real quick.
Cheryl. I mean, Shawana.
Because of what the line she just said, it is because of her saying it, I added it to mine, even if it's going through PayPal, that these are digital products. However, they're non-refundable, but your highest priority is to satisfy you. So I do have that language in mind because of what Cheryl said, because it's like, no, these are digital products. So once they hand it over to you, there's no giving it back. And so, yeah, I just had to shout out to Cheryl because when I heard her say that some time ago, I definitely added that verbiage to my stuff.
Love it. Love it. And you also have to add, again, if you're not charging a setup fee, you also have to have in your terminology administrative fees, because there are certain services that you have to set these people up. Hours were spent, team members might have been paid, all that kind of stuff to do that type of stuff. Even if you have to give a refund, they can't get that part back. Sorry. So yeah, you have to spell all of this stuff out, which is why you need an expert to help you. So again, shout out to the licensed attorneys out there. There are contract attorneys or corporate attorneys or business attorneys. All of those would be the different titles of attorney you would go to. I wouldn't go to a general practitioner. Just like if you needed orthopedic something, you wouldn't go to your general physician. So go to the ones that specialize in. What you got, Cheryl, before we get out of here?
Oh Lord, did it just go out of my head? Oh, late fees. When you do a late fee, it often helps ensure payment on time, especially when you say it's a percentage of X, Y, and Z rather than $5, $10, or whatever. Because most people, when they look at that percentage, they say, well, that could be a lot. Yeah, it could. My time is as valuable as yours.
Yes. Yeah, we did talk about late fees yesterday, but yeah, they do need to appear as a part of the contract proposal. Not necessarily a proposal, but definitely in the contract. That's why you need to have that compensation paragraph that gives more information about late fees and that type of thing. Let me see, like my compensation paragraph, it doesn't talk about late fees. It talks more about additional hours because as you know, people look at them hours and they forget those hours are per month. So yeah, you paying almost $2,000 for 5 hours, but that's in a month. That's not 5 hours a week, because this brain is what you paying for, not them hours a week. So it talks about more stuff. So yeah. All right, Shawana, no problem. DM me anyway. IP, intellectual property or contract, Shawana?
Yeah, it's the contract. However, because a couple
Okay,
of
well,
people I
yeah,
deal
that's not a IP. Intellectual contract is different. But all right. I think one thing about it though, a lot of IP attorneys are contract attorneys though, to be honest. So you might be
yeah,
right.
they the ones that yes, they are.
Yeah, but I think for you, Shawana, though, I would go local and just try to find somebody. Most of the people that I know are from my high dollar mastermind, which probably means they charge more high dollar than maybe an average attorney.
Yeah, no. I consulted. I actually have a new contract. I have it. Yeah, I actually already have it. And that is the
Oh,
one.
you said DM me if anyone needs a great IP attorney. I thought you were asking for one. My bad. No, y'all DM Shawana if y'all need a attorney for your contracts. Cause yeah, no need me being the middleman. Y'all DM Shawana Kennedy Media.
One last thing, Shay.
What you got?
If you do books, you make sure there's a clause in there about the intellectual property.
Exactly, Cheryl. That's why yes,
If
ma'am.
you do books.
Yeah.
Because that can get when Shay talked about indemnification, that's only the tip of the iceberg with books. And at the same time, they keep a lot of people don't understand what they're doing, but they enter into a career anyway, and they will continue to say, but I need to keep the rights to my book. Yes, you should always have the rights to your book unless you sell them. You can't sell your rights to someone for a limited amount of time or forever. Some people do it forever and think they're going to make money, not necessarily. And or they want to get their rights back, and the contract says when the book goes out of print, but they always make sure that in Bobo, Egypt, there's at least one copy in a warehouse, which means it's still in play. So at the end of the day, if you do books, please consult an intellectual property attorney. And Shawana, you're in the Atlanta area, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got lots of good intellectual property attorneys there, as well as trademarks.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no. I know. I can call either of the people you say in trademark and IP. Yes, ma'am.
Cool beans. And if you need to know more about writing books and publishing books and printing books and legalities, not that she's an attorney, but she can direct you in the right place, Cheryl Ferguson, inboxer. All right, y'all. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see you right back here on tomorrow. We're going to discuss